So this is the history. In 1999, Exapta came up. In 2000, Microsoft acquired it. 9 years they have to get a stable version, which is a stable version. Meanwhile, AX 5.0 also came up. Then in 2012, they came up with AX Dynamics AX 2012. After 3 years, and Dynamics 365 this came in 2016, and now in 17 they came up with the only release Dynamics 365 for finance and operations. Okay, after this what happened? Now yearly we are getting two releases, two updates. Yearly releases are two. Okay, so now user need not to upgrade manually. Okay, if they are on means now it is available on two versions. One is on cloud version and one is on premise version, and both are managed via LCS, lifecycle services. So we are going to see the lifecycle services also today, and on cloud and on premise. And yearly releases, two updates are coming up. Okay, two updates are mandatory coming up. One is from April to September, another is from, I believe, October to the next March. Okay, so these are the two releases. The latest version which you have for D365 is 10.0.41, which is released in May 2024 for the global public. Okay, so this is the history of Dynamics AX, where you can see now coming up to the environment. So when you log into the environment, you will come over here. Under this environment, you will find out the question mark, which is a about section. Under the about section, you will find out the latest version. Okay, why it is required? It is required because when you come to the software industry, or when you come to the implementation project, you might need this information to know whenever you are dealing with the uh, whenever you are dealing with Microsoft tickets. Few of the tickets also we get raised, okay, that are not handled by the developer, by the partner, and few of the access are also not there. In that case, you need to provide this version. Okay, and also it is important to know, it is important to learn. Okay, in each updates we receive few of the modules, we receive few features, new features, and existing features gets updated. So those are the updates. Now if any project onboarding is going on, okay, so for the project onboarding, what is the step? Project onboarding steps. So for the project onboarding means, whenever, let's say for example, we were maintaining a Titan, we were the our use case was to implement Titan legal entity, Titan 5 legal entities we want to implement, and going forward I will update in the use case also. Okay, and I will try to do this in the Azure DevOps. Okay, so project onboarding is done by the LCS, and this is the Titan 5 legal entities needs to be implemented in D365 F4, and the regions also we will take. One region we will take India, one region we will take US, one reason we are going to take as UK, one reason will be UAE, and the last reason we will take up as Australia. Okay, so these are the five reasons. Over it, we are going to, there will be one elimination, one Asian company, one consolidation company. So this is the overall structure of the organization, overall structure of your project. Okay, so firstly, what if such type of things happen? So in you basically belongs to an ERP domain or another domain?
ERP.
ERP. Okay, that's great. So firstly, what we do, we give a pre-demo, है ना? So we go to the client, we give a pre-demo, we go for the blueprint document, and after the blueprint document, we create a FDD, functional design document, we create a FRD, functional requirement document, and then we go for the kickoff meeting. In the kickoff meeting, once the kickoff meeting is started, all the stakeholders will be there, with and there will be a project deadline will be provided to the in this one. So all these phases are there that are integrated in the LCS environment. In the LCS environment, you will receive tier 1 and tier 2 environments. Tier 1, tier 2 environments. So why these are important means as a functional consultant, you should know these key terms when you go for a client interview or when you go for a normal interview also in a consulting firm. These questions might be asked by you how you're going to onboard any client. Okay, so there will be tier 1 environment, tier 2 environment, and why these environments are made. So one is a development environment, okay, where the developers are doing the development. Then there is a UAT environment, and then there is a production environment. Minimum these environments are there, and going further in between, sometimes after the UAT there will be a golden environment also. Golden environment means when you are going to do any of the transaction in the all the configurations will be done in the golden, and that will be copied to the production environment. Okay, so golden environment is basically an environment where it is treated as a pre-demo type of environment. Okay, now from where you are going to do this environment. So let's say for example Titan is coming to you. We need to make a specific environment, and specific environment will be made like this. See unconcern box ax.cloud.onebox.dynamics.com. This will not be this is not looking accurate, right, for a client. For a client, let's say for example it can be titan.dynamicsax.com, so something like that it should be there, you know, Titan. So for a particular project you can make different environments. So these environments are procured via LCS. So you will go to the lcs.dynamics.com. Under the lcs.dynamics.com you go to the you sign into the environment. I might be not having the complete rights to the LCS, so but whatever I will have, I will showcase to you. So under the LCS, you will go. This is a life cycle services. You are seeing various projects over here. Okay, you can go over here. Recent projects are there. So I don't have the full rights, but okay, fine. You create a all projects over here, and under this all project, you can create a new project. So under the new project, right now the product name is not coming correct, but here only you will get the Microsoft Dynamics AX also finance and operations, sorry, and under the Microsoft Dynamics finance and operations you will be able to create this project. Under the project you will be having all your details, where what type of environment you are going to create, how many environments you are going to create, so those options will be there. And finally once you set up the environment over here, you will get a login like this. Okay, the environment will be set up to you. Okay, so what is the basic structure is the core of the environment, the core of the onboarding process is onboarding your onboarding or give access or create a project in LCS, and after this get a URL. So you got the concept of LCS? Any doubt you have in LCS?
No, I'm across LCS and all this
Okay,
what you're referring to. So it's all good if you want to skip through.
okay, okay, thanks. Okay, so now once our onboarding is done, we can start with our tool. So you you are basically working in Dynamics as a finance and operations, or
Yeah,
you are new to the.
I'm on the technical side, so I'm trying to learn the
Okay,
functions. Yeah.
okay,
So
okay,
I
okay. That's
so I know all
hmm,
these how to deploy, how to onboard users, so how the consent
hmm.
golden and everything. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
across everything. So yeah, so it's good.
okay, okay, that's it. So now I'm coming to the point of like you have a data structures, right? You have some data structures. Like when you go for learn the technical things, you have few EDTs, right? Extended data types and all those things are there. For functional, we can say we have three types of data. One is the setup data, second one is the master data, and third one is the transaction data. So we need to focus on these three data. So firstly, whenever a new query comes up, yeah, or in the interview, the first thing or any module you will see, if you go over here, any module you will see there are modules. Under the modules there will be setup. Under the setup there will be master data. After the master data there will be transactional data. Okay, so these three types of data we are going to focus on every module whatever we are going to cover. Okay, so setup data, let's say for example, firstly we are going to set up an organization. So to set up an organization, we will go to the organization administration module, and under the organization administration module we will set up the legal entities, and before the legal entities also you should have a user. So user is created in your system admin module. So it is basically a process oriented tool. Okay, so you will be having your users. Under the users you're going, then your user will be assigned to a legal entity and the roles as well. Okay, so now now coming to the point is ki how we are what actually is this particular application. Okay, now we have two more important concept, which is a voucher and posting. So these are the key points. And firstly, let me explain all the key points. Then it will be very easy for all the students which are uh, which will join this particular session. Okay. So from the voucher principle, we have a means when we create what is a voucher actually. So voucher is basically a financial document where which connects your master data which connects your master data with financial data, which further configures some taxation data. Okay, and after this, once this is created, we normally call it as registration. Once this voucher is created, we go for a posting. So posting, what do you mean by posting? So posting means it will make a history of the system, history of posting will make a history of this particular registrations. Okay, so and in D365, as it is a ISO certified product, so no editing can happen in the after once the posting is done. Okay, for any posting, for any wrong posting, we recommend users to do a reversal. Okay, so history of financial transactions. So this is called the voucher. Okay, now let's go to the system and understand this particular part as well. Dashboard, once you log into the environment, you will find out a dashboard. This is your whole dashboard where you will find out the favorite option. You will find out the recent 10 pages which you have opened right now. You will get a workspace. Workspace is nothing but when you are working with a module, you will get a overview of that module. Okay, so let's say for example I open a bank management module. Under the bank management module, how many banks are there, what is the balance in each bank, so those type of things will come under the workspace. Okay, so let it be open first. Meanwhile, get stuck somewhere. Hmm. So workspace, let's open management. Yes. So you will see under the USMF, this is the entity. I will go through that also. Under that, you will have your all bank accounts. You can import your bank statement. So such type of features will be there. And if you go to the modules, this is created. The whole data is created from the cash and bank management. You will go to the bank accounts. So under the USMF entity, you will have three bank accounts. So these are the three bank accounts. Okay, and if you go to the bank account section, you will find out the bank account balances. So these are the bank account balances over here. So workspace is nothing but a overview of the module. Okay, and for each module, whatever the modules are there, around 45 modules are released till today in Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. And for all the modules, we have a workspace. In technical side, you have already created few of the workspace as well, I hope, for the client. Okay, now the major part over here is the favorite section where you can mark if let's say for example I'm day to day working with the bank account section, so I can mark this as a bank accounts, and now I need not to go to the module section, and the favorite section will come up over here. Under the module section, you have all the modules we are going to cover. Start with our organization administration module and the system administration module today, to understand how the users are going to be created and how legal entities are needs to be configured. Okay, so we have three types of forms. Okay, I can say these forms are, if you go to the means why these forms are important. When you create a master form, you open a master form. This is one form, okay, which is a list type of form, and once you click on it, you will get a detailed form over here. Okay, so similarly on the vendor section only, if you go to the procurement, and you will find out a purchase order. So this is your order form for which your for a specific vendor, if you want to create a purchase order, that particular form will be open for you. Okay, so how to run a report, all these things I will show you. Just for the basics, let it be open first. You can also duplicate a tab from here, and clicking on duplicates will help you to run on multiple screens. Go to the vendor form, how you can create, how can you can new or edit. So for on every master data or any transactional form also, you will find out a new button and a edit button. Okay, new and edit will be used to enter a, insert a record, update a record, and delete a record. Okay, and view you are already doing. So all the CRUD operations, create, read, update, delete, all the operations you are going to do for each module, all the masters from here only. Okay, now let's use some filters. Whenever you are working with multiple records, okay, let's say for example over here, you want to filter on a vendor. Okay, you can do the same for any means. Whenever a list form is to you is added, seen on your machine, you can use this particular filter form. Okay, so the filter form will be utilized, and let's say for example I want to filter on vendor account, which we have few of the criteria available in the system, which is exactly is not maintains, contain, does not contain, begins with, is one of after, before matches. Okay, so all these things you can utilize over here. And let's say for example I want to check all the vendors which starts with US, so you can mark on the vendor account, and all the vendors will come up which we which have all these, which starts with US. Okay, now login and all those things I believe you know. From the front end perspective, I will show you the user options only. So from the user options, you will get the how you want to see your tiles over here, the size you can cover. You can mark if you want to change the color. This color will be utilized in on the basis as a function consultant. You are going to work on different environments, and these different environments start from production, UAT, your golden configuration, and your development, where you are going to work with your developers for testing purpose. Okay, so you can have your different colors for each environment. The preferences will be there. Under the preferences, you can manage your, whenever you are going to log in, which company you want to log in, what language you are going to use. So Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation product is available in all these locations, in all these languages. You can utilize the this particular environment. Okay, and if I change it to Arabic, everything will change to Arabic. Okay, we have a time zone, as this particular software will be available in different time zones for different entities. Let's say, for example, we are going to implement the Titan project, which is in US. It will be GMT. In US, there will be UTC plus one. UK, UAE, and Australia will be working on different time zones. So those time zones, as per the user category, you can utilize over here. Now coming to the accounts part, you will be seeing your user ID over here, username. These details will be provided, will be added beforehand only. Okay, and let me 1 minute. Let me make it small so that I can see multiple screens over here. Yeah. So accounts, I was telling you. So accounts, if for email provider, you can have your email ID set up over here. Email sender email address will be added over here. This will be a common email address, because when you set up a workflow, for the workflow, you are going to have some notification to the originator, or to the approver, or the rejecter, or any global admin. So those email IDs needs to be added over here, so that the email can be set up. Okay, now you have a workflow. Under the workflow setup, you will be able to set up all your workflow notification. And today I'm going to tell you about the workflow notification as well. So under the workflow notification, how you're going to set up the workflow, those things I'm going to cover up. Okay, so this is your navigation path. Anyway, in when you are going to work with the product, you are going to have your different views. Okay, and you are going to learn on a daily basis. Okay, let me know if you want to know anything from the feature wise or any navigation wise. If anything you want to know, let me know. So the first section, we are going to start with our organization administration module. So under the before that organization administration module, let me tell you about some system administration module. Under the system administration module, we use the users form. So I am this user right now. Okay, this is a demo environment, a dummy environment it is, but it is a development environment actually. Okay, so we have installed the VM from the LCS. In the LCS only, you will receive your asset library. Under this asset library, you will find all your assets where you can install this particular environment. Okay, now coming to the point I was telling you about the search. Yes. So let's say, for example, I have to give you a user ID. So I will click on the new button. You will add your user ID, the email address, the official Microsoft email address, or the Microsoft domain email address will be provided over here, and the username. There is a roles over here. Okay, so for me, if I show you, I'm right now the system administrator. Okay, if I want to assign some more roles, let's say, for example, in Titan there will be multiple users. Okay, so India users there will be finance users. There will be some workers. There will be some sales managers. Okay, and there will be some project managers as well. So it is not necessary for everyone to view the data, right? And in countries like India, we have a audit also for the access, software access. So we have few of the roles. Accounting manager is there, accounting supervisor is there. So according to your access or your role of the user, you need to assign these. You can click on the accountant, let's say for example, and click OK. To showcase the accountant role, I need to add out my system administrator role, but I will request then I will not be able to come again in this environment. Okay, and I will be accountant. So for the accountant, you can see how what are the key areas accountants is going to see. So this is defined under the security. You go to the security, you go to the security configuration. Under the security configuration, first option you will have your roles. Under the roles, you will have your duties. So you click on the duties. These are the duties this particular accountant can perform. Configure electronic fiscal calendar, enable bank management. Okay, so all these duties he can perform. Basically, when we are going for a customization, so customization will be done on this particular screen where you will be having your different modules. Okay, let's say for example, as a technical, I have created one vehicle management module. Under the vehicle management module, I have a Anand vehicle form. Okay, so that form I want to give access to my accountant. For that, I need to create new duties. After the duties, I need to give him some privileges. Okay, what privileges I will have, so I can create a new privilege. Then after this privilege, you I am going to the table, so it will be a direct access to your table. Means, let's say for example, the accountant have a bank account table option. Under the bank account table option, he has a read access, but he cannot update. Okay, but if I go to accounting manager role and then I go to duties, I can see he can do activate tax depreciation process. Okay, so different duties he can perform. Now, if I go to the privileges, I can see he can maintain unlocking journals, maintaining vendor invoices. But the main thing which I want to showcase you is tables. Over here, he has these many tables options. So if I click on the bank order payment journal, he has a read access to the payment order journal and ledger opening sheet, but he has all the grant access. So this will be little confusing for the new users right now, new functional consultants, but don't worry, you need not to worry about it. Okay, first thing, only you need to understand that we are going to create a user. Okay, by clicking on the new button, the email ID will be provided to the user, and for those users will be able to log in into the environment and see the modules according to the roles you have assigned over here. So you have an option of assign roles. You can click on the assign roles, click on the assign roles, and come over here and click OK. Now once your users are created, then you are going to create your start with your organization administration module. Other things are also there in the system admin module. No, it is not like the system admin module is over. So we are going to, when I will start with the different topics, I will come on the system admin module and will showcase you. Let me first start with the organization structure. So how the organization structure is going to come up. So if I go to the organization administration module over here, I'm going to the legal entities form. So what is a legal entity actually? So legal entity is basically the company, the let's say for example, you are going to have a different companies. Let's say for example, I'm saying two watchmakers are there. One is Titan, for which we are going to implement the software, and one is its competitor Sonata. How do you represent Titan and Sonata? These are these two organizations will have different owners, will have different project managers, will have different sales manager, sales head, everything will be different. The process wise, they are doing the same work, but in terms of as their competitor, when they come to the market, the customer is going to purchase their item, so they have to showcase a different product. Okay, and if they means some Sonata will have a different product and Titan will have a different product. Similarly, we create legal entities. Okay, for one company only there can be multiple sister companies, and those sister companies will have different market areas, they might be competitor to each other. Okay, so in that case, to segregate the data, we use the legal entity concept. In standard application, you will find out all these legal entities. Okay, we have created Titan US. I will create four more entities for us that we are going to implement today. Okay, now before coming to this particular point, you are on this particular form. Let me first create it. Okay, so one I have created Titan US. Let me create a new one. It will be Titan India. T Titan India T002. Country will be IND and click on OK. After that, I will create few more. Let me first configure this system. So Titan India, when I'm going to create, I should have a language. Okay, so the language will be in India. Okay, so as you can see, there is a localized functionality region. When you click on the localized functionality region, according to your detect using company address, so according to the address and the language, language will be for to showcase when the user login in which language they want to see. To change the language, you are going to change the language maximum in the France, in the European region, and 95% of the case English will be utilized. Okay, so once your Titan is added in this one, you will have different tabs over here. The address tab, the important tab over here is a tax registration. You have to provide a tax registration. Until the tax registration is not provided, you will not be able to post any tax entry. Okay, so let's provide a tax registration number. Tax registration number is in India is actually a PAN of the business. So let me add my PAN over here. Okay, save it. After that, once your tax registration is added, other things also you can add. Tax 1099 is for US. We are going to add based on our based on the basis on our requirement. Okay, there is a tax information also where you can update your owner's PAN address. It is not aligned to edit. So let's go to registration IDs. Understand the registration IDs. Each legal entity is connected with a registration ID. Okay, so once you click on the legal entity, once you create a legal entity, it is advisable to always come on the registration IDs and enter the registration over here. Okay, so country code is already selected. Let's me select this zip code. It will automatically fill up few of the states for me. Building component. Let me change this one. Haryana state is not there. Okay, only these are there, so we need to add it. Okay, no problem. Now coming to the point is tax information over here. As in India, you know GST is going to be enabled. So for that you need to add some tax registration. Okay, so GST. We need some GST registration. When I will talk about the GST registration, I will come and update it. Okay, so GST. I will only see this one and click on primary, save it. Now, as I told you, whenever you are going to create a legal entity, update this particular tax information also. Okay. Now go back and I have created one Titan India, Titan US. For Titan US also, see whatever the details is required in a particular country, that you can see over here. Okay, like for example in India, PAN account PAN number is mandatory. But in Titan US, PAN number concept is not there. Okay, and how it is taking up? It is taking up from this particular functionality, localized functionality. Okay, so Titan India, Titan US is there. Now I am going to create few more. I will create Titan, Titan US, Titan Australia, T003. You can give any four-digit character. Okay, alphanumeric I am using. You can use only alphabets. You can also use only numeric characters. Okay, Australia, AUS. So by here we have created one more company, Titan Australia. We will create one more, Titan UK, T004, and the country will be United. Click OK. One last we are going to create is a Titan UAE one. So Titan UAE. We will take it up as T005, and we will mark the address as ARE, United Arab Emirates. As I told you, one company we are going to create a consolidation company, and one we are going to create a elimination company. So Titan consolidation, Titan consolidation. So T006. Titan consolidation will be done in India, let's say for example. Okay. So how the system will identify it is a consolidation company. So if it is a consolidation company, you have to use for consolidation. Tick mark over here as true. Okay, save it. Now one last company we are going to create. I will tell you the concept of elimination further in the further classes. Titan elimination. So Titan elimination is T007. So Titan elimination, and elimination will also be done in India. Okay, and you need to mark the tick mark over here as used for financial elimination purpose. Okay, save it. Now I have created 7 companies. So how we will link these companies, how the system will identify that it is to be utilized for any consolidation. So for that we create an organization structure that will be provided to you by the client only. Okay, so let me first give this language en India, Titan UK will be ENGB, and there are few time zones also. You can manage your time zones and everything over here. So, okay, so let me take out my note, and let me give you a concept of organization hierarchy. So what we have learned till yet, we have seen the navigation. In the navigation we have also seen the filters. We have seen the how to create the legal entities, and now we are going to cover up the organization hierarchy concept. Why this organization hierarchy is utilized? Organization hierarchy is utilized for 3 purposes. Okay, so one is for your financial consolidation. Financial consolidation. What is consolidation? I will tell you. One is intercompany transaction. One is your organization hierarchies. Okay, so these are the few important points which we are going to cover up. Okay, so let me first make a structure over here. organization hierarchy. This will be given to you by your client. Okay. Mission hierarchy. Let me create one box over here, one box over here, one box over here. Okay. So whenever I talk about the consolidation, so consolidation is done at the top. Okay. So here it will be Titan consolidation. Okay. Consolidation, which is your T007. Before coming to consolidation, if anything is required under the elimination part, if anything is required in the elimination, you want to eliminate any of the entries, so in that case you can use over here Titan elimination. All the few entries we don't want to cover up in the consolidation, that we take over here. Okay, then at the down we will have different countries. Okay, all the different countries, Titan US, Titan US, UK, India, India. Then we will have UAE, and then finally we will have Australia. So this is the organization hierarchy. Okay. Now all the transactions, the consolidation level will come from here. Not this one. Hmm. So this one, sorry, not this one also. It will be like this. Yes. This is the flow. Okay. From elimination, it will go to the consolidation. And how it will come to the elimination? At the elimination, all the from the US transaction will go to the elimination. It will go to the UK. It will go to the India. It will go to the UAE from in the consolidation. Then at the Australia, under the elimination, there will be few rules required. Okay, where this particular transaction, all these rules are defined, and finally it will be consolidated at this level. This consolidation is done at the year end. Okay, so it will be done at the year end, and it will be done the access will be given to the stakeholders. Second, third thing, no transaction can happen in the consolidation level. Okay, no purchase order, no sales. This is only for viewing. Okay, for viewing purpose. Few of the current implementations where I have seen, they don't use the D365 of consolidation, they use a separate consolidation level. But in that case also you should have a better understanding of how the legal entities are interconnected, how they needs to be configured in the system. Okay, and how to make a organization hierarchy. Okay, whenever we are configuring as a functional consultant, the project we are configuring as a functional consultant, we always have to keep in mind that how the impact will happen at the consolidation level. I hope these things are clear to you.